Hi. Come on in and say hi. Angela here with your weekly guidance. Giving these cards a good shuffle. If you're watching on replay, let me know that you caught it on replay below. And if you're new here, hi, I am psychic medium Angela Maclellan. I talk to dead people, and on Sundays, I pop on here to give you a glance in the week to come and what it is that we need to know. Super excited to be here. Hard to believe that this is going to be the weekly guidance from July 12th to the 18th. But here we are. Just like every other week in 2026, it blows my mind that it's just zooming by. So I'm going to give this cards a good shuffle, and don't forget to say hello. And don't forget to grab your monthly digital guidance download. If you haven't already, it is over on my Stand store. You can click the links above or go to my website under the shop and it will take you there. And you're able to get the digital offer for July, which is an angel message for your zodiac sign with affirmations and journal prompts to support the guidance throughout the month. And already working on August and literally cannot wait. So I'm going to pull these cards for this week, which is July 12th to the 18th, and let's see what's going on. Yeah. We're still really in this very highly intuitive time. You may have already noticed that you are having a lot of intuitive activity. Angel numbers galore, right? Angel numbers, animals, crows, butterflies, dragonflies, whatever you connect with. Vivid dreams, sensations, visitations. A lot of people are seeing the orbs showing up on your devices and or photos, but also with their physical eyes. Activity is so high right now. So if you are finding yourself getting more signs and symbols, or that you have noticed the increased activity, comment below and let us know how, so that other people know what to look for. Okay, so we are going into, we have the sun and the moon card coming out, and I just feel like that gave me chills. Just the balance of it all, right? This kind of internal growth and internal contentment, but wanting the external, activity is not the right word, increase, right? Connection, socialization, traveling, doing changes. And so we are definitely in a ramping up of this energy. Okay, so it says a great time of success and joy, brilliant epiphanies that lead to magical opportunities and plans that work out perfectly. Now, this is definitely wanting to move forward with our intuition. There is so many doors ready to open, and it's your job to use the tools that you have strengthened over the years to navigate what you feel is best for you. Okay, and I think that this is something that is a bit surprising in the sense that oftentimes when you hear someone like me or somebody else say, oh, there's going to be, so many opportunities coming in, that doesn't mean that you are taking them. You always want to make sure that you're checking in with yourself and go, is this for my highest good? What is my soul saying? Right? Because you have used that skill set through these struggle seasons, that you have really had no choice, right? We were kind of a little bit forced into it. But now we get to take that to the forward with us when things are coming in, and we can go, oh, is this something that I feel is right for me? Is this feel, if I walk this path or walk through that door, does that feel what is right for me? And so it's a really beautiful way to use your intuition that you have worked on for years on healing your inner dialogue in being able to listen to your intuition. And so there's nothing to worry about here, right? You're not making a wrong turn. Okay, I always say the only time I make a bad decision is when I'm making the decision out of guilt or out of fear. And you only make those bad decisions a few times for you to go, I know better, I'm not doing it again. Okay, and so ask yourself, am I making this decision out of guilt? Am I making this decision out of fear? Or do I really, truly feel like this is what is best for me? Right? And that's really going to shift your perspective in the way that is helpful and supportive as your intuition, your soul speaks to you. Okay? We still do have a purging season, right? We're moving into this almost nesting. That's what it feels like, right? This time of in Cancer with the new moon coming this week, we're really wanting to set up our energy, set up our homes. So we were doing a lot of clearing out. You may have already been purging your closets and changing out your linens and getting rid of that doom pile that's been there all year, right? And what's happening is that you're creating a space that feels good. We're nesting, right? And so we're really wanting to focus on our family and on our home, on our connection and our nesting to make our experience reflect the shift that we're in, the shift into peace, into contentment, into happiness and joy, right? And so we're wanting to make sure that our environment reflects that. So you are making decisions here to let go. This is not only in the physical aspects. You may be letting go of partnerships, of friendships, of jobs, of hobbies or addictions or vices that no longer serve you, right? So we're still making those decisions to release. And this is really beautiful, and it does feel like it's getting a little bit easier because we have been using that decision muscle all month, pretty much since July has hit. It's clear out, clear out, clear out, clear out, right? Clear out material, clear out clutter in our head, clear out anything that's no longer serving us. This, in essence, is placing boundaries, right? Enforcing your boundaries, getting very clear on what I'm willing to participate in and what I'm not. And this clarity is a theme through all aspects of our lives. That's why we're decluttering, right? We're decluttering physically, we're decluttering mentally, we're decluttering emotionally. And so we're still in this. It does feel like it's getting a little bit more habitual, meaning like it's easier to go yes or no, which is really nice because when you're trying to get in that rhythm of releasing and letting go, every single decision feels real big, right? And then once you get used to going, oh, I made that decision to release that, and hey, I'm still all in one piece, it makes it easier to go, yes, no, keep, give. You know what I mean? And so this is going to be something that is continuing this week, but you're really going to find that it is now creating the energy that you have been intending, right? The intention of our purging. You may have just instinctively started this, not really understanding why, but your soul is like, everything has to go. Now you're seeing the intention behind it. Oh my God, this feels so much better. Oh my God, I feel so much lighter. Oh my God, I'm sleeping so much better as a result of you releasing and clearing out. This is continuing forward, but with more intention. So you may even be revisiting certain decisions that you weren't ready to release in the beginning of the month, but here we are now, all broken in, all revved up in our decluttering and clearing out, and ready to do a second layer, a second go through. Okay. And so this is definitely something that is creating, again, right now we are focusing on family and home, meaning connection and nesting. And so we're recreating the energy of our space that feels familiar, that feels loving, that feels like a representation of who you know you to be. Because if you have been feeling so utterly disconnected from yourself for months, even years, right? You're not alone. This month is bringing us back to ourselves, to that familiar feeling. And now here we are, we got to clear out that struggle energy. We got to clear out everything that has been lacking or holding us back, or just creating obstacles in our day-to-day life. Okay? Communication is also in the forefront right now, and so is emotions. Okay, so we have communications and we have emotions kind of ebb and flowing, and it may not be in harmony with each other like we would like it to be. So you may be finding it a little bit all over the road with communication with others, with communication with self, with communicating in a effective manner. How many times are we like, what are you hearing when I'm saying this? Or vice versa, or I'm not understanding, right? And so this week does have a high probability of some missed communications, but having that understanding and just saying, oh, things are just a little bit up and down when it comes to connections and communications. Let's make sure we are sending follow-ups. Make sure we're double checking on those appointment times. Let's make sure that we're doing a little bit of a, this is what I'm saying, what are you hearing type of dialogue that would be able to kind of just cover our behind is what they're saying and bringing in. There's also this feeling of reconciliation or this feeling of reaching out. So for some of you, it may be an attempt of reconciliation. For others, it may be the initial communication. Even though we're still in this kind of up and down communication time, that Mercury retrograde loves to influence, they are still encouraging it. So not wanting this to be an excuse not to do it, not to reach out, not to start that conversation, not to send that email. Just make sure that your ego is not setting yourself up to interpret everything as rejection, because that doesn't seem like what is happening here. It can be delayed responses. It can be miscommunications. It could be meaning ending up in somebody's junk folder, right? There is not a malicious intent here, because there's a thread of vulnerability that's coming through this message. Your sensitivity to the interpretation of rejection may be really volatile. So we do want to be a little bit mindful with that, giving a little bit extra grace. Listen, communication isn't super quick this week. Things take time. It's not a reflection or a rejection. Let's just trust the process or throw out a little follow-up, okay? With this up and down energy, which I feel can be very directly connected to weather this week. You may be in a part of the world where it's summer one day and it's autumn the next. And that could really affect our mood. It can affect the pressure. It can affect our sleep. It can induce headaches and migraines. And so we want to be mindful of that. We want to make sure that we are hydrating. I feel like everybody I've been talking to is really on the struggle bus, getting their water in. And so setting those reminders in your phone, putting, citrus or squirts in your drink just to get the water in. There's almost this level of desperation, Spirit is saying, like, whatever it takes, get it in, right? So just kind of keep this in mind, because there's a lot of planetary shifts right now, because there is a lot of changes within the weather right now. We're kind of just bopping along and being thrown around a little bit. And so we do want to make sure that we're giving our bodies what it needs. And it absolutely, everyone, we need more water, myself included, okay? There does seem to be an experience this week that really takes the wind out of your sails, okay? Midge says, drinking water and lime at the moment. Midge passes. She gets a gold star. There is this experience that comes in this week that really has the potential, it does. It takes the wind out of your sails, and it makes you feel like there has been no progress. That couldn't be further from the truth, because look, there it is. There's your answer prayer. But here's our pity party. Here's our, we don't like that. We're overworking. We're feeling out of balance. Our mindset isn't aligned with what we need it to be. It's really showing up in our earth earth connections, our money, our relationships, our home, feeling scarcity within this. But that to me, like I just heard false news. So that is not actually what is happening, but this is how we're feeling in the moment. When we're down in the dumps, I do believe it's really important that you let yourself feel that. Just don't stay there too long. Let yourself have the pity party. Let yourself get out all those emotions and get out all that negative dialogue that is just, circling within your mind. And then go, but is that real? Is that true? Because it's not. Okay. There does seem to be this experience that is, the straw that breaks the camel's back. What is so beautiful about our micro breakdowns that we have as humans is that when we get to that point and we're just saying F it and throwing it up, that is us completely surrendering. We as humans have a hard time completely surrendering and give it to God. And that's what it takes sometimes, is that the universe will push us to our breaking point, push us to that micro mental breakdown where we fully release, fully surrender so that we can get out of our own way, right? And oftentimes the solution, the epiphany, the phone call, the job offer comes the next day. And so this is something that's coming in, and this is why having this experience and letting yourself just release it and have your little hissy fit is so important, because you're moving that stagnant energy out of your energy field, okay? Like I said, the trick to that is just don't stay in it too long. We never want to attach and identify as our emotions. Emotions are fluid. They move through us and they're fleeting. We are never meant to identify as them and attach to them and then that become our identity, right? We're feeling it, we're moving it through, it serves a purpose, and it's gone, okay? There's the victory card. So not only is the outcome here, which has come true, everything is moving and we're very emotionally satisfied. It does kind of stroke the ego. So of course the ego is having the hissy fit, because whatever this is for you is making you feel inadequate. It's making you feel like everybody else is getting their reward and not me. And I just wasted my time and energy. And you know the storyline that we like to tell ourselves. That moves out, and there comes the answer prayers, and there comes the victory card. Moving you immediately almost. That's almost what it feels. They kind of put me in an elevator and moved us on up, right? And so having that level up. When we have the courage to let ourselves feel, that's where the magic lives. You have to feel it to heal it. You have to feel it to learn from it and move forward. And everything in this life is contingent on our life lessons. And so if we are resistant to having experiences and feeling them and moving through them, and then we're not moving forward, right? And so we're wanting to feel it and release it. And again, hold yourself accountable. Bring in that self-awareness practice. Is this real? Is this actually true? Because our dialogue, we can go, and if you have a bestie, they're going with you, right? You do want to go, okay, but is this true? And it's not. And the story is about to shift and change because you had the courage to feel it and release it, okay? The good that you do is coming back to you. It's something that has really been the universe has been working on for the last 3 years. And believe it or not, this is how you get there. Okay, so remember, it's still a week of clearing out. It's still a week of removing what no longer serves us, focusing on family, focusing on home. Okay, so we're nesting and we want connection. We may be, planning a gathering or a barbecue, or maybe we're going to go out with the girls, or there's connection oriented here. Making the life feel like it's yours again. You've been living a life that you've been just surviving, trying to make it through. Now we're taking it and this is where the nesting is coming in. Okay, so that is where the purging, the first 2 weeks have been really heavily with the purging, and now we're making it our own. You may want to pick up some paint swatches. You may want to go furniture shopping. There's the kind of this energy and this change out to make the space work for you, because your space reflects your inner life. And everyone, no one was exempted from feeling like a hot mess these last 2 years. So we're clearing out the mess, and we're bringing in harmony, and we're nesting, and we're making our experience a reflection of our true self. And that's really, really beautiful. Like I said, some heads up for this week is that energy is up and down a little bit. Okay, it feels like it's directly connected to weather. So you may be feeling really up and down. You may be having headaches. You need that water. Your sleep may be disrupted. So just keep in mind that we're wanting to have a little bit of flexibility here. Okay, a lot of the triumphs that are coming in this week is we're feeling very proud. We're feeling very content. It's easier for us to release and relax. And you may even find praise in an upswing, right? Compliments, kind words, acts of kindness coming in, really beautiful reflection of the universe giving to you. Okay, and again, don't forget that I have the digital download monthly offer for July live right now. There's links up top of this page, but I'll also pin it in the comments for you. This is an angel message that is categorized by your zodiac sign. It is not astrology. It's just a way that I can create categories of a more personalized message to get out to the masses of you, because there's been so much demand for that service for me, and I just can't keep up. So this is something that I've offered this month, and listen, the feedback has been absolutely amazing. And so you go to my stand store, you find your zodiac sign, and there's an angel message recording, a text transcript to review, affirmations, and journal prompts that are going to help you through this month. August is already started. We're adding for August an audio version of the affirmation, so you can listen to it while you're getting ready for work or while you're driving to the stores. And so this is definitely an offer that has a lot of possibility of adding in what we need in that month. And I'm just so tickled that you guys are as excited about it as I am. Like I said, the link is above. I'll post it here in the comments, and I will see you next Sunday.